again. First of all, I'll tell you, I've been, yeah, emotional roller coaster. I need a drink. I'm having a bundy. Bug yeah. I don't give a shit who says what. I'm having a bundy. I need it. Right. So, yesterday was the first day that I had a chance to go and shoot this rifle, the Howa Model 1100 Tactical. Yeah, man, that's bright. And after all the dramas that I've had, just getting it, you know, fixing the two major issues, I was hoping, you know, fingers crossed, I'm going to go to the range and I'm going to shoot this thing, and you know, hopefully it'll prove accurate and shoot really, you know, I won't have any issues. Well, straight up, first round, so there's nothing in the chamber, don't worry. First round, I got the magazine in, nothing in the magazine. Alright. That magazine's going in really easily now. I was really having trouble with it. So the first round, what's going on there? I'm looking up, I'm looking in there. What's happened is, so this is first round, trying to chamber it. What's happened is, the thing's like that, on like a 45-degree angle, or maybe a 30-degree angle, bashing into the top of the breech. The round, with the projectile bashing into the top of the breech, and I'm just like, no. I'll just show you the footage of what should have been happening and is happening now, and what was happening. So just take a look at that. Okay, so see if I can focus. This is what's supposed to happen, and it is happening now that I've fixed it. So the bolt goes forward, it picks up the round. The rim is perfectly centered, so the round is perfectly centered. It is drooping a little bit, but that doesn't matter. And that goes in the chamber without, you know, it goes in really easily. So almost, actually, when it's in the rifle, it looks like it's just going dead straight, not drooping like that. So that's what's supposed to happen. That's not what was happening. I'll show you what was happening. So that's one of the things that was happening. See that? See the damage? That's one thing. That is another thing. Just being completely destroyed. Okay. Because what was happening was that the round, because those claws, those extractor claws, were too close together, too sharp, just everything, the round was only getting partially, so it was only getting to about there. Okay, focus. It was only getting to about there, so you had a big gap there. So, whoops, I dropped it. So that when you advance the bolt, come on, focus. So when you advance, because it was only partially up, it held, when you advance the bolt, it'd do that. And it was getting jammed, and I was actually squashing, cases were getting turned up, completely turned over like that, and getting squashed. Right. Focus. Come on, focus. There's a really bad one. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't have a misfire or something. Yeah, that's an example of what was going on. Alright, so you saw that. Now, why was that happening? And I'm just there, just going, what is going on with this thing? It's a piece of shit. So, in the end, I found out what was going on. Those extractor claws were too close together. They were not allowing the rim to do that, to go up into place. Once I'd gotten my diamond file and worked on them and got them to a spot where as soon as that round comes out of the magazine, because there's a little cutout there and a point at which the round is released from the magazine, so bang, that's what's supposed to happen. And that is what is happening now, I might add. So what I'm doing is I'm actually closing the bolt very, very slowly so it has a chance to, whoa, I wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah, to pick up, yeah, so it picks it up like it's supposed to. Well, it does anyway. I'm mucking around with it now, so it's not working, but so it's essentially a control round feed action, which is nice. I mean, that can only aid in accuracy. And spoiler alert. Yeah. But anyway, I'll go through. So I lost about yesterday. So I was there the whole day. I was the first person there, besides the range master who opened the facility. Pardon me. I was the first person there. I was the last person to leave. I tested how many different kinds? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I tested 22 different kinds of ammunition. I'm not bullshitting, 22. I was determined to see if this thing could shoot. After all the dramas, at least if it proved to be an accurate rifle, that was a consolation. But straight up, I had those dramas, and that was a major problem because with a loaded magazine, I couldn't feed. And it took me a while to figure out what the hell was going on, because for a while there I was just shaving lead off, just forcing those things in, and half of them would get forced in and a heap of lead shaved off, and the other half would just get bananaed, just get destroyed. So I was going, oh no. So it took me a while to figure out what was going on, and it was the extractor claws. So I remedied that. I got the diamond file out and worked on them to the point where now that round just goes straight into where it's supposed to, and it's a controlled round feed action now. So, alright. Oh, by the way, I was saying that I was going to put the Walters on here. I did have the Walters on here, the cheap Chinese scope. I was actually at the gun store a couple of days before yesterday, and lo and behold, to his credit, David at the gun store at Hall's, he figured out that these mounts would work on this gun, and they are Weaver 12 top mount base 48012, 2 of. Now, they're supposed to be for Mullen 980, Remington 514, 550, Stevens 57 to 762, Winchester 74, Mullen 80, 81 at 980, Mossberg 25 to 46B, blah 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 blah, Remington 51, it already says that. So it doesn't even mention Ruger or Howa, because this Howa takes Ruger mounts, and these things don't even mention them. So it's Weaver 48012, 2 of. They're exactly the same, the front and the rear. So I managed to get them so that I could mount the Delta Optical Titanium 4.5 to 30mm tube on here, which is my preferred scope when testing. Now, so I've got the thing working. I've got the thing shooting. I can load a magazine and feed from the magazine. I still have to sort of take it easy when loading. I can't go too fast. The other thing is, because I've worked on the extractors so much, To get it to eject. Is that ejector loose in here? To get it to eject, I really have to reef it. So to eject, I really have to. So I have to be gentle going forward and reef it going back, which is. But there was nothing I could do about it. All right, just to be able to load a round into the chamber, I had to work on those extractors because they were stopping the round from aligning. It was going in like that, and you had one corner of the rim hitting the bolt, the front of the bolt, and the projectile hitting the top of the breech, the start of the chamber, and it was just destroying. It was just not working. So I had to work on those extractors. So there you go. All right. I'm not. You know what? I'm a Howa fanboy through and through. But let me tell you, I've had nothing but drama with this rifle. And these magazines are really, really fiddly to get in. Right. That's going in really easy now, but let me tell you, at the range, I don't know, when it's loaded, I don't know what's going on. Like that one. It must be that one. It must just be that one. Yeah. So that went in really easy, and this one goes in really easy. And this one does as well. Mind you, I had a hell of a time at the range getting these things in. I don't know why. As soon as you load them, it's like something changes. I don't know what's going on. But they were really fiddly to get in. So anyway, after all of that, I'll show you the accuracy results. I'll have another drink first. So I'm not totally finished with the accuracy testing. There is a handful of, because what happened was, I'll show you what the results I got yesterday first. I'll show you the results I got yesterday. So, starting with the first group that I shot was SK magazine, which I've actually sorted. Believe it or not, it's sorted. So, so I'm sitting there. One of the reasons that these groups are so shit is probably because the rounds that I did actually manage to chamber were just destroyed, or had so much lead shaved off one side that they were unbalanced and whatnot. In fact, I think that's two groups, and I can't even figure out which holes belong to which group. Like, seriously, it was a pile of shit. Then SK Pistol Match Special. You know, normally. So I have to say, for the SK stuff, a caveat, which is probably that I think the SK Pistol Match Special is a pile of shit, and like average of about 2 inches. Probably because I was still trying to figure out what was going on wrong with the rifle, and I was shaving lead. I was shaving a lot of lead. When I got to the SK Standard Plus, it was around the 1 inch. Pardon me, nothing to write home about. SK Long Range Match. Now this was a strange one. It was throwing these pretty big flyers. Mind you, there's 0.57, 0.79, not too bad. So what I was doing was I was shooting a group in the centre first, or I was aiming at the centre. The aiming point was the centre because I wasn't sure. I had so many different types of ammo, so many different velocities and weights and whatnot that I didn't know where they were going to go. So I would just shoot at the centre, do a group wherever that went, and then correct it on the scope, and then start doing groups. And plus, not so much between brands, but between brands, not so much between types of ammo, but between the brands, I was giving the barrel a good clean. So it was a clean barrel for each brand. So typically the groups would be big, and then they would just tighten up as the barrel fouled up, which is what happened. You know, like sort of 1.26, 1.7, 1.2, 0.57, 0.79. So it did tighten up. That's SK long range match. Nothing to write home about. SK flat nose target. The first group was 1.2, then 1, then 0.47. Then 0.54, then 0.98. It sort of spread out at the end there, but I'm not sure why. So that one's got potential, SK flat nose target. So today I did buy some more because I want to test it on Monday. Today's Saturday. I'm not going to the race tomorrow because there's a couple of different comps on, and that's just there's a nightmare with the comp guys. I don't want to even talk about it. Right, Remington Target 22, which is that one. So I forgot to show you. Flat nose target is the purple SK one. So that's the one I'm going to have another go at. Remington Target 1.55, 2, 1.91. It doesn't like Remington Target, and Remington Target is cheap shit anyway. Really. Like most Remington ammo, it's shit. Sorry, all the Remington ammo aficionados, but it's true. Remington ammo is crap. Although through the CZ, that thing didn't mind it. It actually sort of liked the Remington ammo, which is pretty weird. Freaking checks. So Arms Core, which is this stuff. Really, really cheap. I think it's made in Philippines or somewhere. I don't know. So the first group was 1.8, which is normal. Once you've scrubbed that barrel, and what I was doing, I was squirting brake cleaner, all right, down the barrel and chamber, and then pull through a bore snake, which really cleans it. So it does need time to foul up. So the first group for Arms Core 40 grain high velocity hollow point, first group was 1.8, so I corrected. Next group was 0.81, 0.87, 0.87, 1.3, 0.53. So not too bad. Considering how cheap it is, that's okay. The old Arms Core, like for hunting, yeah, 50 for $7.50. I don't think you can go wrong. Yeah, I might get it. Yeah, maybe I should get another box of that and test it out. Now Highland PPU, Highland. So I've actually got it. I've sorted it. I had a shitload of it. I think I had a brick of it, and I sorted it at some stage. And so this is cheap. This is made by PPU. It's marketed here in Australia as Highland, and it is dirt cheap. Like it is cheap and nasty. But guess what? Through this rifle, the first group was 0.8, and I was like, yeah, all right. Then the second group, 0.37. By this time I'm going, hey, guess what? This thing can group. Then the next group was 0.99. Now, the fourth group was 1.2 with a massive flyer, but without that flyer it was 0.38, and then the last group was 0.9. So it's sort of, even though that stuff is sorted, it is sort of inconsistent, but a lot of potential. Like 0.37. Yeah. There's not many ammos that can shoot that. Yummy rum. All right. So now the Aguila. There are a shitload of different Aguila ammos, and I only tried, what was it, 3. I'll show you that one, I think last. Which one should I start? Oh yeah, the really fast stuff. This gun doesn't like fast, hot ammo. Aguila Super Maximum Hollow Point, like 2.5, 1.1, 1.3. I only had 15 rounds of it left, so I only did 3 groups. Same here, I only had 15 rounds of the Aguila Super Maximum, which was 2.3, 2.1, 1.95. It doesn't like hot Aguila at all. Mind you, the Aguila Super Extra hollow point is... So there's a group here. The first group was without the flyer, 0.21. Yeah. Then the second group, with the flyer, it was 1 inch. Without the flyer, it was 0.35. So I've actually bought some more of that. Where is it? Yeah, Aguila Super Extra hollow point. I bought some more of that, so I'm going to have a test on it. Another test of it on. I'll shoot that box on Monday. Are you getting bored yet? Well, I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to tell you the truth about this gun, and I'm going to show you all the shooting results. I'm not going to bullshit. I don't like that. Alright, so Winchester 42 grain sub, which is the paper, the cardboard carton, going at 1,065 feet per second. First grip was 1.1, 0.85, 1, 1.75. It really spread out, had a big flyer, but sort of consistently around 1. That's the Winchester 42 grain subsonic. Then the Winchester 40 grain subsonic, travelling at exactly the same rate of knots. So one's a hollow point, one isn't. So the first group was 0.46. Wow. Then 1.15, 0.77, 1.95. That first group really spun me out. You know, I was like, hey, I've got some ammo that can really group through this gun, and then it went sort of ordinary. Yeah, Winchester. What do you expect? Right, then CCI. So, CCI Mini Mag, which is, I think it's pretty fast. How fast is it going? 1235. It's not that fast. CCI Mini Mag. Yeah. 1.3, 1.27, 1.2, 0.8, so consistently about 1.2, 1.3. CCI Standard, which is, where's that? Just a cardboard box. CCI Standard Velocity, which is how fast? 1,070, which is pretty slow. So started off 0.7. Now as the starting group, I thought it's pretty good. 1.27, 1. 1.2, consistently around 1.2 inches. So CCI, yeah. I've never really had much time for CCI ammo. It's always been pretty ordinary, or just run of the mill. Lapua. All right, let's talk about Lapua Center X. I have seen people shooting Lapua Center X on YouTube and getting fantastic groups. I have heard people and read people commenting about what fantastic groups they get with Lapua Center X. Let me show you what this rifle did with Lapua Center X, and typically what it does through through every rifle that I've tested it through. I have not had one 22 long rifle chambered rifle that would print a decent group with Lapua Center X. I shit you not. It is God honest truth. I'm starting to think that I've just got a completely shit batch of it. I bought a box of it, a brick of it, and it's just been shit all the way. It's just been a shower of shit, they used to say in the army. Lapua Center X. Here we go. First group, 2.2. Next group, 2.4. Next group, 1.3. I mean, I just threw my hands in the air and said, it's happening again. Anyway, I'm going to be back in a sec. I need some more rum. See you. Alright, cheers. Rum and coke, or rum and cola, sorry. Man, I need that. So all of these targets were shot yesterday. I just want to clarify that again. So then we get to Ely. Oh no, I'll do Federal. I'll do Ely last. Federal. So I had two Federals. Where are they? Federal. This is pretty much all the ammo that I can get. There are like Lapua Exact or what is it? Whoever makes the really super expensive stuff. I'm not interested in because it's too expensive. Federal. This is really cheap shit. American Eagle. Is it shit? Yeah. It's average. First group 2, 1, 1.2. Yeah. I just sort of gave up after realising that it wasn't going to do anything out of the ordinary. So the Federal Premium High Velocity Match, gold medal match, is only $2 a box more, but there's a big difference. Right. So the first group, ignore that hole. There are some holes in these targets that were actually from when I put this scope on. It was just way off. It was way off, so I put holes in all that. The targets, the actual targets, are about that big. It's pretty big. They're pretty big. So I had a ton of these A4s on there, and so I put like I don't know, maybe there's 3 or 4 holes that I put in these targets that have got nothing to do with any of these groups. So the first group with Federal High Velocity Match was 0.7, the second group 1.2, 0.65 with the flyer, fucking flies, 0.87, 0.56. So potential. So I'm gonna. That's one of the ones I'm gonna test out. So I'm gonna test that one out again. I'm gonna test that one out again. I'm gonna test that one out again. Which other one? Oh yeah. Oh, arm school, yeah, I'm going to test that out again. Maybe even the Winchester. There's a few here that I'm going to test again. Oh, Ely match for sure. Alright, so the last but not least, Ely. So, Ely Standard, which is the brown. I don't know, maybe they said, look, we'll make our shittest ammo box colour brown because it's shit, but it's not shit. Ely Standard is okay. So 1.3, 0.86, 0.95. Again, reminding everyone that I was cleaning between the different brands of ammo. I was cleaning the barrels with brake cleaner and a bore snake. So they were dry, clean barrels that needed to get fouled up again. Ely Sport, which is the green one. That printed huge. Huge. That's one of those holes that shouldn't be there. The first group is 0.35, this huge diagonal string, 3.5 inches. Then the next one was 1.37. I just gave up. I thought, no, that's a bad beginning. I'm not even going to bother with it. Then Ely Club, which is this sort of, I don't know what colour it is, orange, burnt orange is the colour. Ely Club, 1.1, 1.28, 1.4, 1.35. Average drinky. Oh yeah. Then, finally, good old Ely match. And what did that do? So the first group was 0.96, 0.68, 1 with a big flyer, 0.62, 0.7, 0.05. So definitely potential with Ely match, as you would expect. So that's some of the ones that I'm going to test. Then what happened was because I was there all day, like from minute one to, I was literally the last person, you know, there. Just, yeah, besides a range master who was cleaning up just as I was finishing shooting. Yeah, so that was a lot of ammo. Now, so it was only, how many ammos did I reckon yeah. So what happened was, after fixing the problem, the other problem, big problem, I went home and I thought, oh, jeez, you know, although I'm going to go back tomorrow, which is today, and test out some of that other, the stuff that I had promised. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you. At the end of yesterday, I went to the gun store and went to get some more of the SK flat nose target and more of the, what was the other one? Oh yeah, more of the Aguila Super Extra Hollow Point. Another box of them each. And at the counter, at one store, they were unboxing this stuff, which was brand new in the store. They hadn't had it, they might have had it there before, but I haven't seen it there forever, actually. And that is RWS Rifle Match and RWS Rifle Match S. Now, what is the difference between Rifle Match and Rifle Match S? You know what? It's got the exactly the same on the box. They're exactly the same. The projectile, it must be the projectile. What's the difference? They're a different projectile. Slightly different. They're not hollow point, so they're target projectiles, but they're slightly different. They're a slightly different profile, the projectile. So I've got a box of each. Rifle Match S. RWS. So then today, this morning, I've got in my car really early, like it's still dark when I'm driving to the range, because I want to be there. I want to be the first person there. I'm typically the first person there. And I want to have time to muck around, set up, talk to, have a chat to the range master, and, you know, because I do. Now I do know most of them. Not really well, but yeah, there's a few that I do know pretty well. Now, I get to 3/4 of the way and there's a car accident. And so this is Highway 1 here in Australia. It's one lane either way. And the road's been shut down by the cops. You know, there is that much room on one side of the verge anyway. There was that much room. And this was at where the overtaking lane starts. So they could have fed people through if they wanted to, but they just shut it down. They really pissed me off, fair dinkum. The last time this happened, I was at the side of the road because I couldn't go anywhere. All right, in a side road, because I'm out in the country. We were there for 8.5 hours. No shit. And they didn't even move the wreck. The wreck wasn't even moved that time. Everything about the road system and how it's controlled here in North Queensland is a pile of shit. There's a road that they just built and they're already patching it. They only just made it. Oh man. Anyway, so I'm stuck. And the cop comes along and he's talking to all the drivers and he says, oh, it's probably going to be a couple of hours. Now, me being cynical, I went, no, it's not. Your 2 hours probably means like 5 hours. So I've turned around and gone home, really dejected, because I really wanted to have another shoot of this thing. Anyway, I got home, I had a bit of a nap for about an hour. And I've woken up and I've gone, no, bugger it. If I can get through, I want to go and do this. So I got back in the car
And luckily the road was open, everything was cleared, amazingly. I went to the range, but I only had a really short amount of time to do the shooting, so I really didn't do a lot of shooting. Plus, the reason why I left like an hour early because like 12 o'clock, the range closes at 1 for casual shooting. Because I wanted to get to the gun store to get more of the ammo that I'll show you, because it was so good. Unbeknownst to me is that they've extended their trading hours to 4 p.m. Usually on a Saturday it's 12 p.m. I think it used to be, and yeah, they'd go home. They've extended their trading hours to 4 p.m, which I was completely unaware of until I was almost there and saw on the phone. Oh, okay. I was sitting in traffic and had a look at their website and it was like 4 p.m. Okay. Anyway, more drinky. So I've gotten to the range and so I shot more Ely match. I shot one more group of Ely match. I just wanted to confirm that it was grouping okay, and then I pissed off to go to the gun store to get more ammo. Oh, what am I doing that? So the Ely match, that last group was 0.53. 4 of them were in 0.3 with this sort of flyer that threw it out. So Ely match, I'm taking that on Monday and I'm going to have a good test of it. Then RWS. So this is one of the ones that I got yesterday after I'd finished. RWS rifle match. First group was 1. So I've cleaned the bore. First group 1.15, then 0.97 with a fly, but 0.54 without it. Then 0.59, 0.98 with a flyer, 0.8 with a flyer without the flyer, 0.4. So this rifle match probably needs sorting because it is inconsistent. It does throw flyers, but it does do some good groups. Then, so I've never used this before. RWS rifle match S. S stands for some sort of, I don't know, profile for the bullet. So, check this out. The first group, actually, I shot this before the rifle match. So the first group, this vertical string, 2 through 1 hole, and the other 3 just straight. So this vertical string of 1.2. So I've shot it and I've gone, that's pretty lame. That is pretty lame. Because I watched the group as I'm shooting it. Then, group number 2. You can see this. Group number 2. 0.2. I've got 4 almost through 1 hole and then just 1 hole next to it. And I was watching it going, where are these bullets going? They went all there. So 0.2, then 0.6, then 0.39, then 0.7, but with a flyer, but 4 of them went into 0.23. So RWS rifle match S. And then the last group, I shot another group. 0.59 altogether, but without the flyer it was 0.3. So RWS rifle match S is the way to go. It is the shit. It's the bomb. So this rifle, after all the dramas that I've had with it, with the action screws, with the trigger being too heavy. If this trigger was lighter, I reckon these groups would be smaller, quite honestly. All the issues that I've had with this thing, and then getting to the range and having a seriously bad issue, which just almost drove me around. I thought, my God, I've got a $615 crowbar, like quite literally, when I started, destroying rounds because I couldn't even chamber them. And yet, now, it's still not perfect. Alright, it is still not perfect. I have to say that. It is still not perfect. But it's only now and then that I have an issue with feeding or ejecting. Ejecting is more of an issue. If I'm not concentrating on really flicking that handle back to eject, I do get some stuck in the magazine, in the what's it called? Some stuck in the ejection port, stopping the next round from going forward. So yeah, so after all that, I'm going to go back on Monday, today's Saturday, and try some more Winchester subsonic. I'll shoot off the rest of that. There's 25 rounds of that left, I think. I've got the arms core left. I'll shoot that off. I've got the Federal High Velocity Gold Premium Match, which I've got a few boxes of that, but I'll just shoot that off. I've got the Aguila Super Extra Hollow Point. I'll shoot that box off. I've got a heap of Ely Match, so I'll shoot that box off. Then the SK Flat Nose Target rifle, SK Flat Nose Target, I'll shoot that. And I actually bought a brick of the RWS rifle match. Yes, because it's like really cheap. How many boxes did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that is, wow, that's a hell of a lot cheaper than the rifle match. Okay. So this is $17 a box, the S, and the rifle match is $25 a box, and that's $7 cheaper, and it performs so much better than the rifle match S. So I'm going to take them and test them out on Monday, do some proper testing, and see how I go. And then I'll report back to you about how that went. Because with 22s, they can be a real prick. You know, sometimes you have to put hundreds of rounds through them before they really, really start to perform. And considering all the issues and dramas I've had with this thing, you know, I want to do the right thing by it, even though considering it's so. Howa, you've got some serious. There's no way that at the factory that someone loaded a magazine, put the magazine in the rifle, put the bolt in the rifle, chambered it, you know, and tried to chamber and you know, rounds. There is no way that anyone in the factory could have done that. They didn't do that. You need to do that, all right? Your quality control, as far as this rifle is concerned, is shit. Okay, and I'm a Howa fanboy. I was really, you know, as they say in the United States, rooting for this gun, and it's just one drama after another. You know, I finally got it to where it'll shoot and where it'll, but no, all right. I'll say this. This is definitely, you could take this gun to a competition and shoot competitively with the right ammo. I have no doubt. Would I take it to a competition? No, because it's not reliable. All right. Just the things that the issues that I've had, the alterations I've had to make, the repairs that I've had to make, just getting bases was a nightmare. No, we out of stock. We've got them on order. We don't know when we're getting them. Blah 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 blah. It was just pure luck that I got those bases, that I could put this scope on here. It's just been. Am I going to keep this gun? I don't know. I really don't. You know, to be honest. Yeah. In a perverse sort of way, I've enjoyed the journey of having serious issues and being able to fix them, and you know, and get the thing to shoot. That is enjoyable. And some people would say, yeah, that's called masochism. Yeah, probably right. But man, if you're considering getting this gun, just go. All right, so this is, I don't know, maybe I got the biggest Friday gun of all time from Howa. I wouldn't be surprised if they were outsourcing these things to get produced by Norinco. I'm probably insulting Norinco by all the serious fucking issues that I've had with this thing. Now, if you're considering buying one of these Howa 1100s, right? Go to the store and tell them, I want you to load some at least a couple, load some snap caps into the magazine, put the magazine in the rifle without having trouble loading the magazine, put the magazine in the rifle, put the bolt in the rifle, and chamber one of those snap caps. And keep doing that several times. And just see if you have the issues that I had, where I was just literally destroying ammunition because it was just, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Whether they had whether the two extractor claws that are on this bolt hadn't been, I don't know, refined, or do they just, because they look like, because I've operated CNC punches, these things look like they're punched out. They really do. They've got all the hallmarks of being punched, and they're tiny. And when you punch something out, especially when it's tiny, yeah, it can come out pretty shit. And so obviously they didn't do anything to these things when they put them on the bolt. So, and these magazines, yeah, they can be really finicky. I mean, I'll put another one in again, and this is the funny part. That went in just so easily, yet at the range, I was fiddling around with them. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But anyway, so would I if I knew today, back before I bought this rifle, if I knew back then what I know today, would I buy this rifle? No. I really, honestly wouldn't. It's got a lot of accuracy potential. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. This thing, it's once you fix the feeding issue, it's control round feed. Like the Rim X and whichever other one reckon they've got control round feed. This is control round feed. Once you fix that issue with the extractors, the extractor claws. But the friggin' issues that I've had with it, it's not worth the effort. So, like I said, if you are considering buying this, just be aware of these issues that I've had. You may not have a problem with yours. It may function perfectly from day dot, from the first round that you chamber, if you can chamber. Well, not this one. So just be aware of this, because there aren't many reviews about this, which I'm not surprised. So I'm not surprised. The only reviews are actual, people who I would not necessarily listen to, because they've got a vested interest, if you know what I mean. There's only one guy who's done a review of it that I've seen, other than me, and yeah, he wasn't impressed with it at all. But you know what? Aside from that, aside from the issues that I've had with it, yeah, it's a shooter. So today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. I'm not going Sunday because there's all these comps on and they piss me off. Monday I'll go and I'll test out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know 7 different types, 7 potentially good ammos that I tested, okay, and see how that goes. So I don't know. From this, you might get the impression that this thing's a pile of shit. It's not a pile of shit. Once you figure out what's going on. Well, this rifle anyway. I don't know. The one that you buy or whatever, it might be perfect, like I said. But it is what it is. This is the rifle that I got, and I've had problems with it. I've fixed the problems. At least I could fix the problems. I could fix the problems. I didn't have to send them back to the factory or the dealer or the gunsmith or whatever to get it fixed. the problems were solvable there on the spot. Yes, I voided the warranty, but at least the frigging thing works. And yes, it is a shooter, no doubt about it. So Monday, I'm going to have another test of it. So I get from this video what you will. Take away from it what you will. Your comment might be, I thought it looked like a pile of shit, and that's what it looked. But once I fix the issues, it's okay. So I don't know. I don't know whether I'll keep it. As I said, I'll go on Monday and have a shoot of it again because I wanted to figure out which ammos it preferred. So I've got the ones there's 2, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 ammos that it prefers, and I'm going to test them out properly. Shoot as much as I can of it. So until then, see you later.